Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we'll be looking at a professional game that featured a Tesuji that was played on Fox Go server. Before we get to that though, I just want to say Happy New Year's to everyone. If you celebrated, I hope you had a fun time. And I also just wanted to reflect that I checked and my first video was uploaded in 2019. Which was actually even earlier than I thought. I thought it was like 2020 or so, but 2019. And so, I've been doing this for 6 years, at least 6 calendar years. And so I just want to say thank you for supporting me through all these years, and hopefully not only watch me grow as a stronger player, but hopefully alongside you also grew as well. But yeah, enough sentimental comments out of the way. Let's get to some Go. That's what you're all here for, after all. The two players are Kyokagen 9P as white and Shibano Toromaru as black 9P. But yeah, let's analyze the board position. We have this Ko we're fighting over on the left side, and black just Atari'd here, so white answered. And then black took this Ko back, and now it's up to white to find a Ko threat, and the Ko threat white chose was this one, which, if you know your shape weaknesses, this is how you cut across a knight's move, so this is very good. And black ignores. Black says either it's not big enough or it doesn't think it works. So let's take a look at this move. And what's cool about, and this game was played this morning. Like normally if I see whether it's a game I want to review or a Tesuji I want to make a video for, whatever it may be, I usually wait a few days to make the video on it. But this game was so cool that this game was literally played the day I am recording this, like earlier today, like in the morning. And I just knew I had to make a video on it because this game, what makes this game so unique for this kind of video series is it features 2 Tesujis back to back. So yeah, and both of them were moves that surprised me. But once I was able to analyze them, made perfect sense. So white goes here. This isn't the Tesuji, by the way. We're not there quite yet. But black connects, saying, okay, there's not really much you can do here. And if you look at it at surface value, white needs to get enough as well. The key is also white needs to get enough to compensate for losing these 8 stones here, right? So like white could just connect back. Black would be able to connect. White could wedge. Problems with liberties here, so black would need to connect. And again, white could capture these 2 stones, but it's Gote, and white lost way more here than white gained. So that wouldn't be good enough. So white needs to do better than that. And even if black wants to save everything, black can like descend and then like monkey jump, right? Monkey jump, a lot of players, or I shouldn't say a lot of players, but some players might think monkey jump's a good way to reduce your opponent's area, but it's also, the properties of it is that it stays connected. That's why monkey jump's so powerful, to reduce your opponent's area. But what that means is since it can't get disconnected, it's also a good way to connect your stones. So here black would be able to connect everything. So white can't just connect back. If white descends though, black's able to cut like this. Hane threatens a double Atari, so black has to go here. But even this is not going to be good enough. White just does not have enough liberties here to do anything. So that doesn't work. And even if you Hane and like Atari, it's still not going to help. If you connect, then cut, similar scenario. Or if you connect here, similar scenario to the other one. And the semi is going to favor black. So the question is, what did white do then? What did white do then? And again, what I like about these, I guess I should say videos, but the reason why I like to highlight certain games is that it's not like there's a lot of options in this particular space here. So how did white continue? Put in the comments down below. And if you're keeping track of whether you guessed it right or wrong, the only way you'll get full credit for this video is if you can guess both Tesujis. So it's a little extra challenge for any commenters. But okay, what did white do? White Haned, and here's the problem, right? White if white connects here, black separates, right? Whether white Atari'd first or not, right? The problem is if I go here, I get separated. But if I go here, black connects. So white needs to find a way to prevent both. How can white prevent both? And this is how white did it. White went R3. This is the game move. And this move is so cool. This move is so cool. And what's interesting about this move is if I had to and I had a lot of time, maybe I could find it. But again, it's just it's a move that unless you identify the problems you're trying to solve, it does not come naturally, right? So how does this move solve white's problems? Well, obviously black's an Atari, so black has two ways to answer. Black can either connect or black can take. Well, again, if white simply just connects here, black's able to cut, right? So by throwing in and black plays Q4, now when white connects, it is Sente. Black doesn't have time to play at S5. So black would have to take. And if black connects, or captures, I should say, white can now Atari. And what is different now is, but white should actually connect here, I should say. The difference now is if black separates, now it's a ko. Because now that black has lost the I here, even though it's I versus no I, it's 4 to 3 liberties, so white actually wins the semi-I. Because if black just Ataris, it's 2 to 3 liberties. If black tries to make, like, throw in and make an I here, it doesn't help. So black would just lose the semi-I. So black would have to fight this ko. And also the reason why white can't Atari directly is black can actually cut and connect under and live here. And so white reduced a little bit, but black's still alive and connects everything. So that's why white has to connect to kind of force the ko. So, yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, black connected, and then white goes here. And now it was able to connect with an Atari. But white's problems don't end here. White's problems do not end here. Because if white simply just connects here or connects here, once again, black's able to connect with a monkey jump. So, now is the time for the second Tesuji. Where does white play here? Where does white play here? Take your time, pause the video if you need to, and leave a comment, see if you guessed it. So, if white just simply connects, black can connect. If white separates, right, separates from this side, the problem is, like if black's able to just cut and capture like this is okay for white, right? Like black can't cut here and can't go this way. But the problem is, even though you're blocked here, this move is still Sente because this is still threatening to connect under. So if you have to block again, once again, black's able to cut and you are now unable to separate. So, yeah. And again, white really needs to get something big here because white lost a lot of stones in the center. So you need to somehow be able to prevent black from cutting/connecting on this side or cutting and connecting on this side. So what's the move white played? The move white played, and again, what's so interesting about this next move, it might not be the flashiest or craziest move, but in general, we are taught, or at least I was taught, and I teach my students this, that your opponent's key move is my key move. I'm sure if you're a Go player, you have heard that multitude of times. And in general, that's a very good strategy to follow. But strangely, this move kind of breaks that because the move that white plays is T9. And so what's interesting about this is the reason why, and I'll show why T9 works, but if let's say we connect, if black plays T9, this just does not work. Whenever you have this double knights move, you can simply just cut across it. And if black tries to capture that stone, you can clamp. So in this case, black doesn't want to play the knights move, the double knights move. Black actually wants to play the large knights move, the monkey jump. But the reason why this move works, so you might think, okay, well then I would want to do one of the, my opponent's key move. But just in this case, it just does not work. So it's where if you just follow Proverbs are a nice starting point, but if you just follow Proverbs, you might be led astray here in this case. So why does this move work? Well, one, if black descends, this doesn't threaten, comparing that to this, by the way, right? This threatens to connect, but this does not. If black goes here and we connect and black jumps across, we can simply block this side, and black cannot capture the stone at d9. But okay, what about if we cut here? Well, now we can descend, and notice, and this is what happens in the game, notice black can cut here, but it won't lead to anything sufficient. Nothing works here for black. So white would successfully be able to capture these kind of keystones at s7. So white's able to connect under by playing here, which again, if you play this one, you do not have the luxury of descending down. You have nothing to connect back to. So yeah, T9. T9 is such a... Again, it's an unorthodox move because it doesn't follow the usual proverb of your opponent's key move is my key move, but it is the move that works in this case. So not only do we get the first Tesuji of throwing in here, we also get the second one of white playing on T9. And so when I was looking through this game, I saw this first one. I was like, okay, I need to make a video on this move. It's pretty cool. But then when white played this one, I was like, I definitely need to make a video on this game, or on this little sequence here. So yeah, very, very cool. And this actually, this Tesuji here, the sequence, is allowed white to later on, or down the line, win this game. So yeah, very, very cool. And so yeah, I guess again, just like for this one, it's kind of thinking outside the box, like throwing in here, or realize we're both scenarios have to do with the fact that we have two problems we need to solve. And so trying to find a way to solve both, trying to be as efficient as possible, is how to make your moves more efficient, how to get better at Go. So yeah, throw into knight's move, dog face. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you got one or the other, and if you got both. But yeah, really cool Tesuji. I hope you enjoyed it too. And yeah, I hope to see you all in the next video.